Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Mahindra Thar Petrol. But before we start this vlog, let me give you guys some useful information. Did you know that one major aspect that increases the on-road cost of your new car is the insurance you buy from the dealer? I would highly recommend you to get a quote for your new car from Acco Insurance on acco.com and save up to 50% because they don't charge any commission. It's completely online, very easy to purchase within a few minutes and involves zero paperwork. If you're looking to purchase insurance for your new or old car, head directly to acco.com. And back to the vlog, straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay because that's what's really different here. The good thing is it's easy to open the engine bay. Oh my god, this is super duper heavy. Yeah, no hydraulic struts here, no insulation either, but the motor is quite refined. This is of course the petrol engine. It says pull the cover up for engine oil filling. Well, the engine bay seems a little bit too busy right now, but hey, once you put this down, you have to lock it in like this. Very traditional approach, just to give you the old school charm. Yeah, this needs some effort to be done. Yeah, there it is, done. Both sides you need to do it. This is just for that old school charm. Mahindra has done this, which is actually a nice thing. Here it's closed. Now the petrol engine of course is the same looking as the diesel. I mean the design is the same. You can't really differentiate other than the badging which is on the side. The car looks like a Jeep Wrangler light of course. The lights do not get the all LED treatment because of course halogens right there. Now you get LED DRL, but again halogen indicators. The indicator is functioning here. You can see that. Gets fog lamps as well, again halogen. Now it gets the dual tone treatment. The roof is finished in black. This is the hardtop version of course. From the side you realize this is sub 4 meter in length. So if Mahindra decides to drop a 1.5 liter diesel engine, of course the tax benefits would be massive, but I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon because the Thar is obviously a hot seller. They can't put a 1.2 liter petrol engine. It will not going to move at all because this is of course a heavy car. Tires are big, 255/65 18s, and there you can see the suspension as well. Yeah, a lot of wheel travel. Body cladding is massive as well. Indicator placement here. Thar is written so many places. There's Thar written on all the wheels too, and these are all terrain tires of course. Side footstep is there. 4x4 badging. Yeah, you know what, Mahindra has gone overboard with the badging on this car. There are so many of them, which is both a good and bad thing, so that people don't mistake it for the Jeep Wrangler. That is probably one of the reasons why they have done it. In fact, you can see there's this leaf treatment right there. Spare wheel is obviously mounted on the tailgate. Says automatic right here. Tail lights look nice. The brake light is actually LED. The indicators and the reverse lights are not. You get reverse parking sensors, but petrol is not written at the rear either. It's kind of funny. You know where it's written? It's written on the front side, which I'll show you in a bit. Now in order to access the fuel lid, you have to actually use the key, which is a bit of an ergonomic flaw for me personally speaking, and that is the hard top that doesn't come off. Love these hinges. Nice attention to detail. Of course, because of these hinges you feel old school charm. Antenna is actually short. mStallion 150 TGDI is written there, telling you that this is of course the petrol engine, and it also says gasoline right there, which is a sticker which might not be there on your particular car. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open the door because I have a lot of stuff to show you here as well. You see there are no power windows here. You know why? Of course they're in the center because the doors can be removed. Yeah, the doors can be removed, says Thar again everywhere. In fact, it also has this metal placement here, metal plaque, which tells you that this is made in India with pride. Let's turn off the air conditioning. It's making some amount of noise. Let's turn off the indicator as well, which means I have to jump to the other side, which is a bit of an issue because yeah, you have to climb into this car. You don't walk into it, you climb into it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the car right away. I'm going to remove the key. I'm going to put it in my hand. It's a flip key. Yeah, there is no push button start here. There's no keyless entry either. Now the thing is, the challenge is to get into the rear, but before that let me show you that the glove box is super duper tiny, but it's actually a lockable glove box. I kid you not, it is a lockable glove box, which is actually a nice touch. Yeah, there, I've locked it. Yeah, I'll keep it locked, who cares. You see this logo, the Thar logo is there as well. I mean, there are so many of them on this car, it's insane. In fact, it's here in the front too. Yeah, there it is. You can see camels. Yeah, there you see camels and the Thar. Crazy attention to detail on this car. You're going to enjoy trying to find all these nice Easter eggs on this vehicle. Now to get to the rear seat is actually easy because you pull this lever and there the seat actually comes ahead, but still it's a climb to go to the rear. Now let me tell you, the rear seat space is actually quite good. There's good amount of legroom on offer, but the seats are on the lower side, so not the most comfortable, and obviously it is only for 2 people. Meanwhile, you can see the roll bar. Yeah, there is the roll bar. nicely done, which also has a handle. In fact, there's a handle for every passenger except the driver. The driver also needs it to climb inside the car. There's a light placement here. Speakers are placed here. Now you know what Mahindra says, you can hose down the cabin. Yeah, that it is water resistant. This touchscreen is actually drizzle resistant. Let me put this back and there into place. You see there is good amount of legroom and knee room on offer. Scooped out seat back, magazine holder. There is a hook here, 3 kgs it can take. Okay, this is not the best. You know why? Because when you put your hand, it gets kind of scratchy. Window area is large enough. Proper seat belts at the rear as well. This is the roll bar, of course. Yeah, for safety purpose, adjustable headrest at the rear. And that's not all. There's some exposed wiring. This is for the high mounted stop lamp on the outside. Again, this is for the defogger. A lot of exposed wiring everywhere inside. That could have been slightly better done. I don't understand how this can be water resistant with so many exposed wiring. This is for the lumbar adjustment. Again, a nice touch. There's no storage space at the rear, but you know what? You can actually recline the seat. You can change the recline angle. Oh my god, it just came forward with so much force. I just dropped my phone. Yeah, you can actually recline the seat. See, it is upright. You can adjust the angle as well, which needs both your hands, because as soon as you do it, it comes out very fast. So you can change the recline angle, which is again a nice touch, which means that passengers can be a little comfortable, but because of the low seat, their under thigh support isn't that great. And headroom, well, it's actually adequate for someone as tall as me. Just flip this ahead. It's easy to get in and out when you flip it, but again, it takes some amount of effort. Actually, adults will not find it hilarious. They will find it quite a bit of a walk to get in and out. Never mind, it says Thar on the seat as well. I tell you now, everywhere they could write Thar, they have written it. They have not spared anything. Now, it has got dual airbags, but there is a handle to hold on to when you go off-road. A handy bit for sure. Good amount of headroom at the front, without a doubt. Plenty of headroom actually. Now, let's do one thing. Let's open the fuel lid. And here, I'm going to open the fuel lid. There, it says petrol, remove slowly, fuel spray may cause injury. If there's so much fuel in the car, why would I even open this? Yeah, you only open it to fill fuel when the tank is empty. Let's open the tailgate. Again, you can open it with the key, but there it opens. Storage space, decent. In fact, Mahindra will offer you a picnic table also as an option, which when you put it, it costs around 2,000-3,000 rupees. You can keep your stuff there. It will not really move. Storage space is decent. In order to open the windscreen, first you need to open, of course, the tailgate, and there you see the difference when the seat is upright and when the seat is reclined. Now the good thing is you can recline the seat completely 60-40 split format. Where is this lever? I kind of struggle to find the lever. There it is. Yeah, just pull this and there you can recline the seat 50-50 split, which again means that boot carrying capacity can be good, because if you drive it as a two-seater. Hey Nuren, what's up? Come here. I want to tell you something. You know what? You're looking really very beautiful, especially with that leaf on your hair. Yeah, there is a... Okay, now it's fallen down. What were you doing? You think you are Mahindra Thar, you can go off-roading inside the woods. Birds. Yeah, did you see any? Because they don't come at this time. Anyways, let's get back to the vlog. Let me shut this. You can actually sit inside the car if you want to. Yeah, I actually told her to get out of the car because I can't access the rear seat if she's sitting inside. But before you get inside, let me just show another trick. Okay, you can get inside. Quick, make it fast. Now I've locked the car, alright. When I unlock the car, okay, the lights actually flicker, but they won't flicker right now because I've actually kept the headlights on. So just going to turn off the headlights for a moment. Headlights off. It's doing the chee chime to tell me that the headlights are on. Now I'm going to lock the car. The car is locked. Now when I unlock the car, okay, it actually blinks thrice. Yeah, 1, 2 and 3. That's also a nice touch. In fact, even the front lights blink. Yeah, that's right. When you unlock the car, the front lights blink. I thought the lights would blink, but you know what blinks? When you unlock the car, it's actually this thing. The LED blinks. It's so bright now. It is easily visible. Now we're going to get to the driver's seat. There are a few things I like about the car, few things I don't. Okay, you can also unlock the car with a key. Now the thing which I don't like is that the software of this infotainment system could have been better. Now this is an 8-way driver adjustment for the, the 8-way adjustment for the driver's seat, which is again a nice touch. Good bolstering. Seats are actually very comfortable inside, and these are the controls for the outside rear view mirror adjustment, of course. Meanwhile, I don't like the fact that the buttons to control the infotainment system multi-information display is actually put here. It's not inside. This is obviously for the traction control system or ESP in Mahindra speak. This is for downhill assist and it also has hill hold function. This is the headlight leveler. The key ring actually gets illumination. Yeah, it's illuminated key ring, so you can see it at night. And there isn't a proper dead pedal, but there's space to keep your leg, of course. Now you see again there is this sign telling you that this is to open the hood of the car. The speakers of this car, again, everything is kind of water resistant, which is a good thing. You can shut the AC vents if you so wish. That is again cool. But you know what? You get the piano black finishing. Interior quality is fantastic when you compare to the old Thar. Now, the mat is very slippery, especially when wet. You can slip and then forget to press either of the pedals, or 3 pedals if in case of a manual. Now, the doors require some effort to shut because they don't really shut in first go unless and until you apply effort, that is. You can actually remove this if you want. So, there's a visor on the co-driver's side. There is none on the driver's side. We're just going to tear this apart right now. Yeah, there we go. That is out. Door pockets are actually slim, but you've got a proper glove box because of a proper bottle holder. Yeah, there it's off. It says, do not place rear facing child. Alright, same message for safety sake, which is again a good thing. So the door pockets are actually decent sized for a bottle holder, but not really that big as such. Let's do one thing. Let's turn on the car. There's the key. Put it inside and it rose to life. There's this sticker which needs to be removed on the instrument cluster. The car is actually brand new. It's a brand new car. Yeah, it's hardly done 999 kilometers. I've driven 200 kilometers since the time it has been with me. Now the quality of the dashboard is nice and hard wearing. Hard plastic. Yeah, plenty of hard plastic inside this car. It says scheduled service there. Now this infotainment screen is good. Okay, it gets Android Auto connectivity. It gets Apple CarPlay. It also has a BlueSense app, which is quite nice because what happens is when it's connected, it has location tracking. It can tell you where exactly the car went and came back. That is one thing. It tells you how many times you've applied brake, what is the fuel economy on various days. But unfortunately, the BlueSense app is not connected right now. There's some issue with that. Adventure statistics are also very cool, both for on-road and off-road. And you can actually share all this information with your friends as well. That's again cool. What is not cool is the fact that once you've saved your Bluetooth connection with your phone, once you've paired your phone, it forgets it. You have to restart the car, then it remembers. That's very, very, very irritating. Okay, AC vents here. There's a dummy button right there. These are the controls for the air conditioning. These are the controls for various functions. This is obviously for the hazard light, and this is for airbag on and off. And this is the seatbelt reminder. There's storage space here below as well, with this sort of a desert treatment and 2 USB ports along with an aux port, along with a 12-volt charging socket as well. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Obviously, we have got 2 levers. One is obviously for 4-wheel drive, and the other is for the drive mode. Rather, the regular gear lever to select the gear of the car. Power window controls. There's a coin holder, twin cup holders, and a manual handbrake as well. Now the problem is it gets reverse parking sensors, but it doesn't get a reverse parking camera, which is very disappointing. Although Mahindra will offer you the same for a price of rupees 2,625. Yeah, a reverse parking camera, which seems kind of affordable. You can also pay similar amount of money for front parking sensors. And if you go to the Mahindra website, there are a lot of customization options as well. What you want to do is you want to roll up the power windows. They are not a one-touch up and down roll. Now this meter has a lot of information as well. Yeah, plenty of information. It tells you residual speed, it tells you how the power is being channeled and whatnot. A lot of warnings, trip data, twin trip meters, fuel economy as well, which is nice and fluid and easy to use. But again, I don't like the button placement for sure. I think the placement of buttons could have been better. It also tells you if the steering is not centered. Yeah, it's telling check tire direction when you change the steering wheel angle anywhere. That's also cool. Now, traction control turns off with one press of a button. When you turn on the car, now it does a full swipe up. So whenever you turn on the car, there it does a full swipe up, and there you see the Thar logo also comes. Telltale lights are placed everywhere. It gets cruise control system. These are controls for the audio system of the car. These are controls for the headlight. These are controls for the wipers. Now, wipers actually work well because there is a lot of spray on offer, plenty of spray on offer. Now, there is no auto dimming inside rear view mirror, which is kind of disappointing, of course. And you can get into car info because it gets a tire pressure monitor and a lot of information. I mean, this is actually genuinely a very good screen, very fluid, nice to use, but unfortunately, it tends to forget all the pairing which you have done with phones earlier. But what you really care about is how is the car to drive. So let's get going. Alright, we're all set to go, which means first and foremost turning off the air conditioning, turning on the adventure statistics, changing the mode here because I want to see where the steering is actually pointing to. So we're going to get into that real quick, and there it is. This is actually quite slow. I'm not very impressed with how fast this works, but then the gearbox is also on the same line. Okay, we get into drive mode. Handbrake is down, traction control is off. Yeah, traction control off. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, hazard light off, and off we go. That's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 11 seconds. So yes, this engine has a lot of oomph and a lot of enthusiasm. You know why? Because this is a new engine. It's known as the mStallion 150 because it produces 150 horsepower at 5000 rpm, which is 18 more than the diesel, which produces 132 horsepower. Meanwhile, the big thing here is this is a TGDI motor, which means that it's turbocharged. It gets direct injection as well. TGDI obviously means turbocharged gasoline direct injection, and trust me, turbocharging has given this car a new lease of life. What am I even talking? Because obviously all engines of the Thar are turbocharged, not now only but older one as well, but they are. Forget all that. Let's not get into history. Let's talk about this particular petrol engine because it's humongously impressive. It produces 320 Newton meters of torque, which comes in between 1500 to 3000 rpm. So again, 20 Newton meters more than the diesel. A petrol engine producing more torque than the diesel, similar capacity, that's hard to fathom. But this is actually the case here. Actually, it's lower displacement as well. That's kind of funny, but performance is really amazing. You know why? Obviously more power, more torque. That's one thing. Plus lighter because this is a petrol engine. A petrol engine is obviously lighter than a diesel engine, and you can feel that lightness because the suspension is slightly softer as well because they don't have to stiffen the front end to take the weight of the diesel engine. Very impressive engine. I never thought I would say this, but this petrol engine feels kind of magical in the way it's able to pull. You know, in the diesel Thar, I never felt like driving over 90 or 100 kilometers per hour, but here it pulls so strongly to its top speed of around 160 kilometers per hour. It's hilarious. Trust me on that. It's absolutely hilarious. And they've not given insulation there. They don't need to give insulation there. Why should they give insulation? Because the motor is so silent. It's so refined. You can barely hear anything inside the cabin unless and until, of course, you hit the mid-range around 4000 rpm. It starts to get vocal, but in a good way. Actually, around 3000 rpm, it starts to get vocal in a good way. Actually, it's quite sporty in that sense, but the car moves around a bit. You can feel the jitter, you can feel the jiggling. I mean, you can feel the jitter, you can feel the jiggliness also because it's a body-on-frame platform. But this is the third generation platform for Mahindra, which uses hydroforming, and of course, it's stiff. The suspension is soft. And the overall result is that you obviously get the continuous movement of a body-on-frame platform. And I'm also struggling today shooting this video because the camera cannot take the amount of vibrations and the amount of movement. In fact, you can hear a lot of outside noise as well with the hard top. With the soft top, you can also hear your neighbors even though they're not on the drive with. Yes, that's right. The camera hung once again. So you can even hear your neighbors even though they're not even on the drive with you. I'm struggling so much with the camera today because of the amount of vibrations which are coming through. Yeah, this is a petrol engine, but the vibrations are because of the body on frame platform. This is continuous lumpiness. You can always feel the car having a continuous movement, and that kind of is unsettling. Although the ride is so much better than the old Thar, it still isn't very comfortable for a daily driver. That said, handling is predictable. There's a lot of body roll on offer. Obviously, the steering is decent. It actually points straight ahead position, which was not the case with the older Thar. It is light at low speeds, weighs up decently well at high speeds, but it's not a car you would like to push around corners. Why would you do that? This is a 4x4. It has got all the 4x4 modes you would want, and there are some glitches inside the car. First and foremost, once you hit 116 kilometers per hour now, speed sensing audio system works. So actually the volume, speed sensing volume works, wherein it increases the volume. It increases the volume dramatically at 116 kilometers per hour. So loud, so loud, so loud that people are not even in the car, they're complaining of the loud volume of the vehicle. Now, this gearbox is a 6-speed unit, which is actually the one which is shared with the XUV 500. It's an ASIN unit, 6-speed torque converter. It is not fast switch shifts. It takes its own sweet time to shift. So now we're going to get into manual mode. Notice the RPM, okay? It goes to almost 5700 rpm. In first gear, it will do 50 kilometers per hour. You saw how long back I shifted. Now see, now shifted. It takes so long for the shifts to happen, and the funny thing is manual mode only works in first 2 gears. Third gear onward it says बस हो गया भाई साहब, अब मैं खुद shift करूँगा gears. What kind of a manual mode is this? So obviously it will not downshift unless and until you decide to do so in the manual mode. But in manual mode, it will upshift after second gear. So second gear onwards, I mean in second gear it will hold on to the red line, which happens to be almost 5700 rpm. However, the red line in auto mode happens to be 5000 rpm. That's kind of weird. 5000 rpm is diesel red line. In fact, the diesel version of the Thar red line's at 4700 rpm. So I don't understand why the red line is so low. But then this is a long stroke petrol engine and is more concentrated towards the mid range. So mid range punch is fantastic. There's a hint of lag, but post that it really pushes hard and fast into the mid range. mid-range, and overall drivability is also fantastic from this engine. The only letdown is this automatic gearbox because it takes its own freaking sweet time to shift. It takes so long to shift at times now, it's absolutely baffling. You're like, you nod the lever once again, shift has happened or not. You don't even know what has happened because that is how slow the shifts are with this gearbox. Although a manual petrol would be even better to drive, of course, but then that beats the point of getting a petrol. Why not just get a diesel? And diesel also is available with an automatic. Diesel is more fuel efficient. This one is returning a mileage between 7 to 9 kilometers per liter. Obviously, if you drive a little bit frugal, that will stretch to almost 10 to 11 kilometers per liter, but again cannot come close to the diesel. The tank capacity happens to be 57 liters. The ground clearance happens to be 226 mm. Again, more than ample, but overall ramp over angles and approach and departure angles are just better in the older Thar. However, this one, it just feels better in various ways. In fact, there are 13 variants on offer. 6 of them are for the petrol, 7 are for the diesel. I have made the shift and now it upshifts. Again, I have made the shift and now it upshifts. So first to second, it's very laggy, but you get manual control of things only in first 2 gears. Post that, it takes on its own sweet time to shift gears. However, this is a 6-speed gearbox, which means that if I put it into 6th gear right now, here we are going to get into 6th gear. The thing is that it is very laggy. To tell you also which gear you have shifted into, it takes so much time now. It's kind of baffling in that sense. So now at 100 kilometers per hour, it is taking around 1600 RPM, comfortable enough. However, high speed stability is also nice, but you know that movement is there continuous. Unless and until you're on a butter smooth road now, this car continuously keeps moving, which becomes uncomfortable. Now the range actually starts at rupees 12,06,000, goes all the way till 17,19,000 for the top end diesel. This is the top end petrol, which happens to be priced at rupees 16,55,000 rupees. The premium you pay for the automatic happens to be rupees 1,23,000. Meanwhile, you pay 12,000 additional for the convertible soft top. Braking performance is decent, actually quite decent, I would say. However, there is nosedive under heavy braking, and braking performance could have been slightly better. I mean, we need more powerful brakes. This engine doesn't have any top end performance. Power is mainly concentrated towards the mid-range, and the mid-range is obviously excellent. But still, this isn't the car you would like to drive at higher speeds because it feels very uncomfortable past 110 kilometers per hour. This feels very apt to drive between 90 to 110 kilometers per hour. But you know what? The diesel does not want to go beyond 110 very comfortably because you really have to push the diesel motor. The petrol just wants to rush to the top speed. That is the level of performance on offer. But then the overall dynamics do not support that cause because of this continuous movement which is happening. So as I see it, ride quality is actually quite nice, other than the fact that, you know, the movement happens on the inside, but suspension travel is good enough, and overall ride over bad bumps is actually good because this car can gobble up the worst of roads without any issue whatsoever. It's just that the passengers inside move a lot and they have to deal with that. That's not my problem, boss. That's your problem. You have to deal with it. If you're not driving the car, you don't feel comfortable inside the car. But to drive this car, you get a great view of what's around. You get ISOFIX child seat mounts at the rear. You get a good view of what's around, big mirrors, as well as obviously you can see the hood every time you are piloting this massive beast of a vehicle. In fact, there are 2 trims on offer, AX and LX. AX is more for the adventure junkies. LX is obviously for the people who want the lifestyle oriented bit from this car. But honestly, it's really the tops which differ here and there because there's a soft top which cannot be removed. There's a soft top convertible, and of course the hard top in which we are right now, which is not removable, but they're working on a hard top convertible as well, which would honestly be my pick. Certain things can improve, obviously, things can be more refined, smoother, better quality and whatnot, but for a starter, the Thar is still very impressive a car and is something which you buy because it feels so different. It has a character of its own, and I would still pick the diesel over the petrol because there's no point pushing this car over 100 kilometers per hour. It just doesn't feel comfortable. But for outright performance, the petrol engine is really very impressive. Earlier I was thinking, why did Mahindra even decide to launch a petrol version of the Thar? Because SUVs need to be diesel only. But after driving the petrol powered Thar, I'm quite impressed by this engine. It is fantastic, and probably it will get more power in the future. Does it need it? Absolutely not. Do you want it? Obviously you do. Oh my god, you can see over bad roads everything moves, and that's the reason today's camera angle had to be changed because the camera could not cope up with the vibrations, and of course the lumpiness because even it doesn't like the body on frame nature. But then the advantages are much more with body on frame because at the end of the day, with the body on frame platform, you can go off-roading, and I've already done a lot of off-roading with this car earlier. You can obviously click on the end slit link to see that and understand why a Thar is a Thar and is quite unbeatable at its price range, even though it's much more expensive than the older model. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. Taking a corner, you know, there is quite a lot of roll, and then when you take a U-turn, it has quite a bit of a turning radius as well here. You see, only good thing is that because this is a Thar, you can actually take it over the divider and turn around as well. But then that's something I would never recommend. Bye bye.